And this is the thing, when you talk about pre-Columbian roots, you've got to be really careful. Because, we have two schools in America. We have the diffusionist school and the inventionist school about pre-Columbian America. Now, the diffusionists believe what? Guess.
Columbus was the first person.
No, diffusionists. They're not talking pre-Columbia. Diffusionists. So they believe that a lot of cultural ideas in America were diffused from Asia, Europe, Africa. Okay, and Muslim roots in America would be diffusionist. The inventionists believe that it's all invented here. Okay, now, one thing that the inventionists and the diffusionists all agree upon is that Asians and Africans and Europeans came to America before Columbus. Okay, that's not a point of disagreement. So they're not going to say that, well, no, these terracottas don't exist. What they will say is they had no significant effect. The invention was indigenous. So when you get into this field, you've got to be really careful. And we have got to learn to be modest and to be understated. Understatement. Don't overstate your case. You'll lose. Because when you talk about things like pre-Columbian roots, or when you talk about most of the stuff we're talking about today, you're talking about shifting paradigms. Right? All you intelligent people know what that means, right? All of you have heard the word paradigm. What is a paradigm? Who can tell me what a paradigm is? Yes. Okay, a paradigm is like the way that you look at things. That's true. Anybody add to that? Yes. Huh? A map in the mind. Very good. Yes. Okay, now a paradigm can be likened to a crystal. Because a paradigm is a central idea around which all the other ideas crystallize. Right? So it's a big idea. It's a central idea. A paradigm is not just an idea. A paradigm is, for example, the idea that matter and energy are essentially the same, right? That is a basic paradigm in modern physics, right? E equals mc squared. This paradigm, you had to fight like anything to win because people are going to oppose it just naturally, because if you accept that paradigm, everything changes. All the tables change. You see? So if the world is flat, if the world is round, those are paradigms. If we say now that Columbus didn't discover America and that Muslims were here before and that that was a significant happening, not just something that happened and then disappeared, then you have put a paradigm there around which everything is going to be shifted. So there will be strong opposition to it, very natural, strong opposition. And therefore, when you teach it, you've got to be cool. You've got to be controlled. You've got to be careful. Charles Darwin, when he wrote The Origin of Species in the mid-19th century, he was a master of that technique. And he took it from Lyell, who was the father of modern geology. Lyell understood that in order to create a new idea of geology, you've got to understate it. Let people draw their own conclusions. So when Darwin, who was his friend, wrote The Origins of Species, Darwin almost never draws a conclusion. Darwin almost never talks about evolution. He leads you up to it so that you have to make that conclusion for yourself. And for that reason, his book was powerfully effective. So we've got to learn this too, especially when we talk about even like African Muslim slaves. You know, these are really sensitive issues. And there is a lot of opposition to them even in the African American community. So we've got to really do it scientifically. We've got to really do it carefully. But we have to do it.